Alright, today we kickstart the 4th season of We Start Stronger campaign, courtesy of the good people at Metropolitan. My name is Tbo-Touch, and I'll be taking you on a journey that is quite sensitive. We don't like to talk about it. We fear these conversations, but guess what? In the long run, they make us better. Hence, this series is for you. And we have to not just start strong, but we gotta finish strong too. And I'll be bringing you some amazing guests, financial experts who walk this journey. They know how to help you and I stop making those bad choices. My 2 guests will be hanging with me throughout the series, and of course we'll be unpacking the questions that you find hard and intimidating to tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again. I am so excited. Why? 2024 is not going to be the same year where we produce people who just make reckless decisions, and we've learned on our 4th season of this amazing We Start Stronger movement how best to deal with issues around financial anxiety. These are conversations we need to be better and develop a better relationship we have with money. Now, I got my great friends joining me today. As you already know, I'm thrilled to be in the presence of great experts. The good people at Metropolitan said, you know what, we're going to send you a very good friend. Rapule Mahlangu is here. And he's not alone. He's joined by my dear sister and expert in the field of finance, Mapalo Makhu. Good afternoon, and it's good to see you.
Good afternoon, Touch. Good afternoon.
Oh, man, I thought you would be in red to start hinting and getting ready for Valentine. You know, as you know, like maybe the spending is red already. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
You know, that's the one thing about looking at people. You just never know what the bank account is looking like.
Right?
They look posh, but
Yeah.
there's nothing.
I don't know if you guys picked up, but roses have just gone up this week of Valentine. It's like this is the one point they cash in on us.
Absolutely.
A week before it wouldn't. It's
Yeah.
like the value of love or showing affection has just gone higher.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about when it comes to spending
Supply and
money.
demand, right?
The supply and demand.
The-
That's true, Rapule. When it comes to spending money, why is it so hard to say no?
I guess it's 2 things, right?
Yeah.
It's the money part itself, but also the emotional side of money.
Okay.
If I say no, I might look like I don't have it. And most people don't want to look like they don't have money, right? But also there's a shame in saying no, because if I say no, it either means I don't love the person who's asking, it means I'm being stingy, or something along those lines. But when it comes to money, there's always underlying emotions around that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, truly, you might just not have the money.
But honestly speaking, I can have a PhD in saying no to the world. Let me tell you where I struggle the most, and I need your help. Why do I struggle with saying no to my own children?
I think personally, all of us struggle with that. And for me, I struggle with that because I just want to do everything for them. I just want to make them happy. But I'm learning through, sometimes when you have an accountability partner, I'm learning through somebody that says no means no.
And they know to go to dad because he's a soft one.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when they go to mom, dad is going to say no.
Yeah.
Guys,
They
our
know.
kids know how to manipulate us.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now, forget about kids. We all have friends.
Yep.
And one of our big mistakes is we don't plan thoroughly on how best to prepare ourselves for those abrupt dinners.
Yep.
The trips.
Yep.
I saw the other day, last week, there's already a Valentine package for 3 couples at this particular resort. But you're not going to spend equally. There's going to be that guy who's not going to pay it when the bill lands, who's
Yeah.
not going to cover that spa treatment. And maybe let me put myself in that position. How do I learn to exercise wise judgment in the company of friends and making trips with family to ensure that I adhere to the actual budget?
I think, Touch, one of the biggest things is what Mapalo spoke about.
Yeah.
There is an emotional attachment to money.
Hey.
And when you say no,
Yo.
I can't afford.
Yo.
There's nothing wrong with saying no, I
Yeah.
can't afford.
Yo.
But what people tend to do is they look at you funny. They say, oh, last week you were spending this much money on his own things.
Come on.
That's the truth.
And they monitor.
Yeah.
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 So you were spending money on your own things, but when it comes to them, you are stingy.
But I have
And now
money
you're-
for my
but you're not the
things,
true friend.
money not for you.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're not the true friend. So it's one of those things. But we must also recognize that it also makes us feel good when we are able to give to our friends.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
family. So there has to be a balance that we strike, and sometimes we struggle with that balance.
I'm gonna work on that balance, but I want us to become progressive.
Yeah.
There are tools out there available to help us deal with the things we can control and maximize on them, and also on the things we cannot control.
Yeah.
Are there any specific tools you can share?
I definitely think that budgeting or paying yourself first, right, as I call it, pay yourself first.
Can I call my staff
Look,
so they can hear this? Please
pay
repeat it again.
yourself first. And
Pay yourself first.
Yes, and
Oh.
automate that, all right? So meaning that whenever money comes into your account, you know that you're getting some money.
Yeah.
Make sure that it goes to your savings, it goes to your investment, so that you don't have the guilt of spending afterwards, because you know that you've taken care of yourself. Most of the time we do the equation the other way. Give to everybody else. Then at the end you have absolutely nothing left. Pay yourself first. Then you won't be resentful of people always coming to you, because if they come to you and there's truly nothing,
Yeah.
well, there isn't anything.
Yeah.
But you know
And-
that you've taken care
And
of
by
that
paying
part.
yourself first as the captain of the ship, right?
Yeah.
You are able to even be to deal with stress
Yep.
and that anxiety,
Yep.
because you know you are covered.
There
if
we
the
go.
nucleus of the supply is depleted, you can't function.
Yeah.
And I'm the
There we
nucleus
go.
of everything that's happening in my universe.
There
But you
go.
haven't paid yourself.
Well, but now I know. Hey, thank you so much. You don't understand what you just done to me. How can financial planning affect the way I deal with pressure?
So Touch, it goes back to the point that Mapalo made. If you do what is right for you, you end up being in a position to do what is right for others. So you've paid yourself. So financial planning has many facets to it. One of those facets speaks to budgeting, retirement planning, managing debt. So those are things that one needs to start. Estate planning.
Yep.
Those are things, and estate planning also speaks to family planning. Yeah,
Very important
some
topic.
people
Very important
for another
topic.
day.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, those are things that people must learn to understand. Because think about it: if you have 5 kids
Yeah.
and you are struggling financially, what is the future of those kids going to
Yeah.
be? So those are things that you need to look into. So
Is
that's part of financial planning.
Is it
journey.
right? I say this because Valentine is coming up.
Yeah.
Is it right to have that conversation with your partner and say, my love, we can't have another child. Economically, it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
people find offense in that. I have friends of mine who will rather deal with the consequence of adding an extra, please forgive me, kids are not burden, liability, and do away with having true conversation to say, a new baby means new allocation of resources,
And tight resources.
time
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time.
as well.
Yeah, and age, at our age, I don't know how young you are, but the truth of the
Yeah,
matter
bruh.
is I can't afford
To run around
to
the
run
house
around,
anymore.
Yeah, I can't even physically go going upstairs, downstairs with the kids. But what I've seen, Touch, is and this is where we don't do it right. We need to deploy services of financial planners and
Yeah.
financial advisors,
Right.
because they will take you through the necessary steps of understanding the impact of having kids at a later age,
Right.
or even the number of kids that
That's
you have.
important.
So share that burden. I mean, it's like doing a marriage counseling course.
Yeah.
You go to a financial advisor, sit with a financial advisor or financial planner,
Yeah.
and plan you for your future. That will include kids. That will include the type of cars that you want to drive, the
Amen.
house that you want to
Oh,
stay
that deserves
in.
a horn.
Ah.
Yes. I want to thank you, Rapule, my brother, and my sister Mapalo, for this episode. Very insightful. I took a lot for myself that I generally think is going to work in my life. I will not forget the pay yourself first part. No, seriously. And dealing with pressure differently. It's important. So I look forward to our next episode. And hopefully whoever that is learning out there can finish stronger. But if they think that they need to get in the race, let them join and start stronger too.
They must
Yeah,
start now.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having us,
you.
Touch.
Welcome.